Yeah. What it do? What it do? What it do?
What's up, fam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. As y'all can see, we are one person short. That person will be here quite soon. You know what I'm saying? But welcome to the Texans on 3 podcast. You know what I'm saying? The infamous one of your co-hosts in there. You know what I'm saying? Patton, aka the Mailman, aka the Streets. And the guy to my right or to y'all left, however y'all looking at it, my boy Killer Cal, man. How you feeling, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing great today, man. How's it going, bro?
Man, look here, blessed and highly favored, man.
That's
Lord
what's up.
knows, Lord knows, man. I'm still coming off that high from the pull up, man, from the other day, man.
Yeah, great show, man.
Hey, bro, that was that though. Elon got mad and cut us out, man.
Yeah, he went wild. He sure did.
Yes, indeed, man. But I don't know if you seen the little chitter chatter that's going on right now with the OCs, the interviews. But this guy, um, man, I just closed my damn notes. Let me get back to it. From this, it's a black guy, OC from Syracuse.
Oh yeah. I did a little. Yeah, they had been talking about it. Jeff Nixon.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Jeff Nixon. How do you feel about that, man? What's your thoughts on him so far?
Uh, man, when I looked him up, man, trying to pull him up again, but
Yeah,
I mean, the thing about it is, you know, these are guys with not a lot of experience.
mm,
And I know a lot of people are looking like, okay, you went with Bobby. We got to get somebody with experience. I'm kind of iffy on that, because everybody have to cut their teeth,
at some point.
however you get in the game.
Hmm.
It was something on the radar that that made the Texans bring him in.
Right.
We can't say that it's a Rooney Rule thing because this is the third black OC that they interviewed. They only,
It was Gerard, him, and who was the other guy?
the other one is Thad Lewis. He was the quarterback coach for Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was black. I thought that was a Caucasian.
Now Thad, as a matter of fact, Thad had a brief cup of coffee with the Texans. I don't. He never made the squad, but he was down here. So
What year- what year was
these are
it?
not just Rooney Rule. Like it only requires for you to interview one. So um, these three guys that they brought in, they're very inexperienced for really what the fans are looking for. So
Right.
you have to look at like what is it that they see that we don't see.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. So we just have to sit back and see what the rest of the interviews how's it gonna pan out. But I did a little reading on them, so I don't know much about them. Didn't watch Syracuse football. I know Baker Mayfield had a pretty good year, but once again he's a QB coach.
Right.
Gerard is a QB coach.
You
You
can't.
know,
It's
if,
only
if
so
you
much you
if you're
can get.
gonna hire if you're gonna hire a QB coach, you might as well stick with what CJ knows and instead of going for another QB. But
I agree.
I don't know what they see.
I'll say this, man. So I've seen two Syracuse games.
Mm-hmm.
Just I always look over there to see if they got who's gonna pop off the tape over there. I always give Syracuse 2 games a season, and the 2 games I did watch, fairly okay. Now they're not a high-powered offense. You know what I'm saying? Let me start there. They're a good offense. They're competent. They're a competent offense. What he likes to do, uh, he's a true dink and dunk OC, right? And this is me trying to build a case for him. A lot of times this year with CJ, there were things open, like close to him, check
Right.
down, that CJ didn't go to. He
Right.
was too busy looking down the field. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and that can be a problem. That can be a real life problem. You know what I'm saying? Which was a real life problem because you've seen too many times he's getting sacked, pressure, having to roll out here, roll out there, like making bad decisions and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So it's like from that perspective, yeah, cool. But what this team needs, how we constructed right now, if we are serious about winning, like I said in the pull up, I'm beating the table by myself for this one. We need somebody with experience, not only head coach experience, but winning experience. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
don't need somebody we don't need another Bobby. Let me say that. It was cool when Bobby was here learning on the fly. You first time OC, first time head coach, rookie quarterback. It sounds good on paper when you're doing good. But when shit bad, shit bad. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was the issue. Now I don't want to go through that again. You can't afford to go through that again. This is CJ going into his third year. You got another year before it's time to pay up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to get your money's worth while you can. You need somebody to come in that's already have been established. To the comment, my boy Brandon say, man, too many streams to keep up with tonight. What's up, B man? I appreciate you pulling up, checking us out.
Appreciate it, Brandon, for pulling up, man.
Yeah, what was it, Alberto? Yo, what's going on, brother? He says, who we want is our OC. Shit, I'm I'm in the how you say it? Not the minority, the D minority, or I'm in a room by myself. I'm on a short bus with this one. I'm
Hey,
on
hey,
the.
just stick with the minority, man. Don't get on that short bus, man. That short bus got one seat. It got a helmet with no chin strap. It got a bus driver with no CDL.
God damn,
The
man.
bus ain't got no damn brakes, no AC,
Hey,
and you can't come through the side though. You got to jump out the back. So don't get on that short bus, bro.
hey, the guy I want is Doug Peterson, man. That's
Okay.
to me, it just makes the most sense. Like it just do. I don't see, and I get how everybody just want Chip Kelly. They Chip Kelly crazy. I get it. I get it. But I prefer my coaches to be uh player coaches. I want my players to respect the coaches to respect the players, and I feel like with Chip, I've heard too many stories of players not liking him. You know what I'm saying, or having a problem with him. When you're
Right.
in college, that shit cool. You can talk to a college player in the kind of way, and they, to a degree, have to accept it, but they really don't. However, the NIL, hey, he don't like me, I'm gonna go video. They're gonna pay me more money anyway. I'm out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest issue. Everybody's pounding the table saying he's innovative, or he can do this, or he can do that. And I'm all right, bro. CJ Ohio State, like I just but I will say this though. I will say this. If we do hire Chip and it's looking that way, I have to roll with it. I have to just trust it. I'm trusting the D'Amico. If he feel like this is gonna be the guy that's gonna get us over that hump, my meaning out of the division round to the AFC championship, and shit, by all means.
Right.
Are you feeling
But hey, I'm looking at this Jeff Nixon guy.
Yeah.
He started off at Penn State as a graduate assistant, like a lot of them do.
Uh-huh.
But his first introduction to the NFL, and it's looked like I think maybe Chip Kelly was there. Philadelphia Eagles from 07 to 10, offense, special teams assistant. He went to the Miami Dolphins as a running back coach from 11 to 15. He went to San Francisco as a tight end coach.
It was the last stop. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he went to Baylor as a co-offensive coordinator and running backs coach. So he coaches running backs a lot. Carolina Panthers, running back coach 2020. Carolina Panthers, running back coach, interim offensive coordinator. So that's 2 times he's been a co-offensive coordinator and he's an interim offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina assistant head coach on offense. New York Giants 2023 running backs coach. Running back coach pops up again. And then at Syracuse, offensive coordinator and running back coach.
So
He
basically,
he been he been in several NFL locker rooms. So whatever that's worth. I think Gerard Johnson been in a lot of locker rooms as a backup quarterback, but as a coach,
it's different.
he don't have that experience. He never been in the room where he was a coordinator or an assistant coordinator of anything. Not even a coach. He was a quarterback coach, so he's working with 4 quarterbacks. That's 3 quarterbacks on the active roster and probably one that they have that they just in case emergency cases. So Case Keenum pretty much has as much knowledge as Gerard does. So you basically working with him and Long Neck. So he don't have a lot of coaching experience, and I think as much as CJ likes Gerard, he have to understand that this is not hiring my homeboys and my friends and the people that I like that help raise me and all that. We're trying to win, man. And if Gerard don't understand that, then he has to get more experience and build up your resume. So and even after those 3, they also have the one that everybody been talking about is the pass game coordinator, Nick Caleb from the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
He's scheduled to interview tomorrow.
Yeah. So I heard Dr. Payton. He's an advocate of staying with the Kubiak Shanahan scheme.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's time to move on from it. Or if not move on from it, bring in somebody that can really, really, truly elevate it and know what they're doing with it. And
I think with the Kubiak scheme, man, the one thing that I'm not really particular about is when they run 3 and 4 wide, it's still inside the hash marks. Like they don't utilize the entire field.
Yeah.
Like Nico is a guy that you have to. I don't mind lining them up all the way wide to make the safeties have to take, deep angles just to cover him over the top, which leaves, the underneath. Like it's, linebackers, if you ever watch linebackers or played, I played in 9th and 10th grade. Linebackers hook zone, they're mainly 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Their primary responsibility is to stop the run first and then pass the second.
Right.
That's how linebackers take a read step. They take 2 steps forward, see if the run is coming, and then they shoot. If not, they got to drop back 5 to 7 yards, which is called the hook zone. Well, if you have linebackers, as which we seen Aziz, against Kansas City, he failed pretty miserably. You have, if you look at the Texans linebackers, they're not really good in coverage.
Only one of them is, and he didn't play all the season. And that's Harris County. Yeah.
Yeah, Harris. So, that thing there is you have to utilize the whole entire field to make those linebackers. Because, see, if a linebacker have to drop back in his hook zone and you got the wide receivers bunched in, then he don't have to go back at more of that deep angle. It's pretty much almost like a back pedal because he can still see everything underneath.
Right.
Well, when you have a guy wide to the left, wide to the right, and you have a threat at tight end, then those linebackers have to honor those slants that's going to come, 10 yards behind them. And if they're watching a tight end, they're watching a running back, got their eyes on a quarterback coming out of the back, and that slant comes behind them, then they're out of place.
Exactly.
So, that's just one of the things of, that Kubiak system. Like when Kubiak was here, the one thing that we always complained about was I always fall short on that. Kevin Walters.
Yeah,
Hell of a blocker, but
yeah.
he's not anybody's second wide receiver.
Not a separator at all. He's very,
Yeah,
very he blocking in possession.
your second wide receiver should not be a possession guy. But that was one of those, he was trying to replicate what he saw and where he came from, and Ed
Ed
McCaffrey over there
McCaffrey,
in Denver.
yeah. Hmm.
Ed was a better wide receiver than Kevin Walters. So when you have a Owen Daniels, which you drafted him, I think was it third or fifth round, one of the two.
That's a
And
third.
yeah, and he became a very above average. Like, it's a few years that you could say Owen Daniels was top 10 in the league.
Yeah, it was
The
always
way that
Mr.
he
Wide
played,
Open.
yeah, the way he played tight end, you can kind of see it's easy to just get pissed off at Travis Kelce, but when you see Owen Daniels play, remember him playing, it's like the same thing Travis used to do. Just find the soft spot in the zone and just sit.
That's an art though. Like
It is.
not most tight ends understand zone or how to pick their spots. Like some receivers don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? They just run a route, and in that offense, it takes a particular individual that has a high IQ to know what to do, when to sit, and when to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who's this? My boy DQ, the red key done. What's good, brother?
Hey, what's up, DQ? Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. AD, what's going on, brother? He said Mike McCarthy is no longer an option for OC, as he said he was when not coaching the NFL in 2020. Yeah. Well, AD, I didn't want him no way.
Hmm.
I'm still
Hey,
pounding the table for who I want.
AD had a good stat though. I mean, I wasn't favoring Mike McCarthy, but having a top 5 offense the last 4 years, like,
Well, that's cool, but
yeah, but I really didn't want it. I mean, and it's for prejudice reasons. When I say prejudice, I just don't like the Cowboys.
yeah.
I
Same
really
here.
I really don't like the Cowboys like that. So,
Hey man, goddamn Larry Stafford said in the pull up, man, yo, I don't want nobody else from Dallas.
yeah.
And he made me think. I was like, damn, every time we got somebody from Dallas, it just wasn't. They wouldn't work for damn. And I remember the cornerback we got, Jock Reeves. Oh my god, like
But you know what? How I feel about that? I understand what people say, but it was once upon a time that you don't take an Ohio State quarterback.
of course.
It was once upon a time that Texas Tech quarterbacks put up a lot of yards, but ain't no way they're gonna be successful in the NFL. I mean, like, I think each situation kind of bears out itself. Now, I don't want Mike McCarthy, but if CeeDee Lamb became available, you think I'm gonna say, "Oh, he's a Cowboy"? I'm gonna just let him go. I just, I hear what people say, but I just really don't because somebody has to break the mold.
At some point.
Yeah.
At some point.
Just like Ryan Day gonna beat Michigan next year. Got to break the mold.
Hey, I seen the video on Bleacher Report. A Michigan fan had a video with it, with Ryan Day going to a restaurant, and Ryan Day was like, "Yeah, man, yeah." He was like, "Ryan Day, you still ain't beat Michigan. We 4-0." Ryan Day was like, "You mother."
Hey, you gotta own it, man.
Hey, dude. Look, AD talking about Wade Phillips. Look here, AD. Wade is blessed in. Like if this was a game, he didn't get jumped in. He was blessed in. Your daddy was bummed, you know what I'm saying? So that's why that happened. As far as Ohio State quarterbacks go, they are very elite at the college level. When they get to the NFL, they all right, but it's not long term all right. It's like short term all right. CJ, I feel like broke the mold.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, like when that draft came around, because I was able to see him a lot, dude playing in Michigan, like he played good against everybody else except Michigan. So I had to be unbiased. Like, damn, we got him, but I preferred him over Bryce Young. I just
Yeah,
knew I knew our offensive line wasn't gonna be that good. I just knew like you that small, that frail. Like I don't know how you gonna take the beating, the pounding. You already can't see over the line, and Bryce Young's coming along pretty nice now,
right.
but we need somebody that's cerebral. You know what I'm saying? That wants it. And Bryce just as time go by, he will pan out to be okay. But
Yeah.
I don't believe in Alabama quarterbacks either though. So
Hmm.
like
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like I know, going back to Larry Stafford said, you don't want no from the Cowboy. I was just making a point that somebody breaks the mold because I remember Texas Tech had quarterbacks. They had many quarterbacks that was throwing up 500 every week.
you said Texas Tech or Texas.
No, Texas Tech, where Patrick Mahomes came from.
Oh yeah, hey man, I was early on that one. I was
Yeah.
early on that one.
Oh man,
Oh, I was early.
I don't have the names offhand, but Texas Tech was a high powered offense.
Damn.
They were
Before
scoring like 60, 70 points a game. Like
before him, it was a guy Garrett Graham.
he had a gram of.
Graham.
Let me if I'm not mistaken, man, I could pull it up. The offensive coordinator from the Redskins. What's his name?
Kingsbury.
I think
He's Cliff.
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I know he have some kind of man, I'm looking this up. I could have swore that he played QB at
I'm pretty sure he did, more than likely.
yeah, I can't I'm not
Yeah.
gonna book by the
Before
time. I
Mahomes,
think he was a QB at Texas Tech.
before Garrett, I mean before Mahomes, Garrett Graham sent all the records. He played like 4 years there.
Yeah, Clint Kingsbury played 43 games, quarterback Texas Tech.
Mm.
I mean, 12,000 yards in his whole career, 95 touchdowns. Like that was one of the things about Texas Tech. So, thing about it is when they got to the pros, it was like
It don't translate. Like it's air raid. Air raid don't really transit. I mean, he doesn't transfer over to the league because like nobody runs the air raid. Like being with the air raid, there are no route conceptions. You're thrown to a spot. So receivers know if the ball's coming their way, they got to get to a spot. So the quarterback is naturally thrown to a spot. You know what I'm saying? But even when Case Keenum was at U of H, that was air raid. Like Case set all type of records over there.
Well, before Case, you had I think David Klingler, Andre Ware, and the other Klingler brother. Like you had that U of H offense, man. It was one game they put 95 points on the board in the dome. Like Andre Ware and them Klingler brothers, man. Yeah. I think both of them won Heisman's. And it was a crazy, crazy offense. To me, I think that offense was kind of ahead of its time because if you go all the way back, you have the run and shoot, and the orchestrator of the run and shoot was his name is Mouse Davis. So it just kept like breaking down. Like everybody's so infatuated with the Mike Shanahan, his scheme. But all this stuff go way further back. And I wish Larry Payton was here to, co-sign that. We about the same age. That thing was 4 wide, and man, they was just about everywhere, And that was one of the things that offense was really ahead of the time. And then after the run and shoot, the Rams came around. It was the greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
And it's like, we saw this back in 1991, 92, 93, Warren Moon. With Curtis Duncan, Ernest Givens, Haywood Jeffries, Webster Slaughter. Like I can go on and on. Like that offense been around. So, but you grow, you continue to grow. The only thing that I feel like that Bobby Slowick kind of messed up with getting back on the Texans is he had the answers to the test and he had to go like you have to do the test and then you have to do like the practical and you got to go out there and show me what you learned out of the book. And he couldn't deviate from what was in the book.
Right.
There was no creativity. And I think that's the difference between him and Ben Johnson. Because some of the stuff that Ben Johnson was calling, it was like, man, that shit is innovative. Because you sitting down and you actually drawing up stuff and you actually, you practicing it, you running it through your assistant coordinators, your assistant coaches and everything, and then you just put it out there on the field and say, hey man, let's see how this works. And you go out there with your first team or second team defense, like, damn, we really screwed them up. Hey, we're gonna incorporate that and see how it worked. Bobby Slug was straight by the book, from page 1 to 60. But he forgot it was 61, page 61 to 120, that he just forgot all about those other plays that was back there. That was his problem to me.
I'll tell you this. Comparing the two, um, excuse me. I would say the things that Ben was able to do, he was able to do because of the offensive line, the protection. A lot of those plays, it took time.
Mm-hmm.
Golf had time. Like CJ had a 3 second clock. Golf had like 5 to 7 seconds for the receivers to get to their routes, develop how the play was gonna set up. CJ, like that shit wouldn't have worked here. With Bobby, it's like he'll string a drive together where it's CJ getting the ball out quick. He tempo on the offense, things are moving smooth, and before you know it, here comes the old conservative. It's like I always said, man, every time that we got past the 50-yard line, he just slows down. Like slows down. Like he starts running the stupidest plays. Like a 3-year-old can say, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And hell, speaking of Bobby and CJ, we got into I think I put it in our group text today that him and CJ got into it during the pre-draft. Had an interview, and Bobby and CJ got into it, and people were like, "There's no way in hell CJ is going to Houston." Like CJ was like, "I'm not going to Houston," based off him and Bobby bumping heads, and you can tell from the interviews, like going back, there has been some type of friction in between those two behind doors since day one. It looks like CJ really saved Bobby's job the first year. And that's a testament to D'Amico saying, hey, I got to get you out of here. I can't choose you over my quarterback because the quarterback is better than what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, and it took long enough, but I mean, shit. Here we are. My brother's fine. You say AD said false reporting. Why you say that, AD? AD.
What did he say? Put it up on the screen. I didn't see it.
He say false reporting. And bring my boy up to the stage, man. AD was talking shit earlier. Talking about
Yeah.
Hey,
in the building, man. What's up, fellas?
AD was talking shit earlier. Talking about we Texans on too.
Oh shit! Nah, we were just a little late. AD, I don't know what's wrong. Let me see what's wrong with my what they call it, focus.
Yeah, you're doing it too.
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna get it right though.
Yeah, but
I normally don't even use this phone. I'm on my iPhone today, but I'm wondering why it's doing that.
This wasn't brought up the whole time, not a peep. But now it's a story. I mean, it's all right. Let me say this. Let's say it's not true, right? Let's say it's like me. You talking AD? I'm talking to you, AD.
Put it on the screen. I didn't see it.
Hold up. So my bad. So me and AD had a conversation, man, a while ago about it being the off season, and people gonna be scrounging around for content. So let's just say this is what it is. Crazy story. Now, what I can say is, since this organization has got to where it's at now, since D'Amico's been there, nothing comes out of them doors on Kirby. Like nothing. Like even the people I talk to, like nothing comes out of those doors on Kirby, bro. Like not a damn thing. Like we had a whole damn let's just say a whole season down there. You know what I'm saying? 15, 16 games where we knew nothing about Christian Harris coming back to work. He had a phantom injury, got hurt in training camp, missed damn near the whole season, and nobody knew why. We trying to figure out what's going on with him. You know what I'm saying? Like they run their ship like how New England used to run their ship, very tight lipped. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard as hell to even say that what's coming out now is true, whether it's true or not. I think it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because CJ presents himself as an alpha male. Bobby don't present himself as alpha. To me, Bobby is more of a beta. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if Bobby get loud with you, you slap him beside his head, he go sit back down.
No,
that's the energy. That's the vibe I get from Bobby, bro. Like I'm just being honest, man. So I don't know, AD, but it is what it is, bro.
Hey, on that one, man, I'm gonna go back to draft day, and I never forget because what's up, Willie Jackson? I'm gonna go back to draft day, man, and I remember, watching the Texans, and I remember watching all the ESPN, leading up to the draft. Everybody, Mina Kimes, it didn't matter. All the insiders, Mel Kiper, all of them, they were like, man, we haven't heard a peep coming out from the Texans camp. Mm-hmm. And it was like, that was kind of weird because I think that's the reason why John McClain is kind of salty right now, because being in the Houston, echelon of getting the top stories, and once Caserio when they got rid of Easterby and Kubiak, he was no longer the NFL insider. He parlayed that to he was on NFL Network and all that other stuff because he was an insider. Well, leading up to the draft, they was like, man, we're not hearing a peep coming out of there. We have no idea who the Texans going to take. Are they going to take a quarterback? Are they going to take CJ? Is it Will Levis? It was all these other reports. And then CJ came out with the number 2 pick. The Texans select CJ Stroud, Ohio State. We just went crazy. We was like, okay, now we got our quarterback. We got rid of Deshaun. We good. Okay, who we gonna take at number 12? Oh, the Texans moved back on the draft board. Not one person in this whole goddamn world ever saw that. So my point is this: nobody knows what comes out of that camp. So if I think the whole story is maybe he may have heard something from somebody, but I'm not really believing that Lance Zierlein heard anything on the inside of that Texan camp of, something that's going to be factual. I just can't believe that. So I'm going to call super cap on that shit.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon is funny, bro.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, me personally, I think that it can be true, but I'm more or less like, why would you wait till this time to bring it out? Especially in the game of Texan content creators, I would think that you would want to try to bring something out that don't nobody know about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he done had some pretty type of takes that have made the fan base mad. So he's not scared, and I'm speaking of Zierlein. He's not scared of making the fan base mad. So I don't think he would have held it back for that reason. So I think it's just a lot of rumors floating around. Because one thing about CJ, and I'm gonna believe this about CJ, I think he's true to his religion. And I think that he would not lie. I don't know. I know there is this such thing as sports speak, and how you gonna give this certain type of what they call it coach speak, but I guess it's player speak also. But you're gonna say certain things that's just good for the audience or whatever to keep things copacetic. But I believe him for some reason because he scared me when he was talking about wanting to go into a third year with Bobby and maybe they go improve and do all of this. I just don't take that as just player speak, bro, that he was just saying that shit just to be saying that shit. I think even CJ, like how y'all say it's the higher ups that only know what's going on. evidently CJ didn't even know that he was about to be fired. That's how I look at it. Because I don't think, and I said it on the show before, I don't think you say that. I don't think you say that when you already know on the back burner that this man about to be fired.
What you got, Pat? I got a response to that, Pat. What you
got? I think he knew, and it's perception. It's perception, right? You never let your left hand know what the right hand doing, and I have to go out here and sell y'all something to keep y'all going in one direction. So when the car does turn or when the ship turns, it's like, oh shit, goddamn, it hit you. It's different versus like if you know you're about to win the lotto, right? I know I'm about to win. I'm about to get this money. I'm about to go do this. I'm about to go do that. Versus I'm just gonna pay my little dollar, go on about my day. The number pop up. Oh shit! Like that adrenaline rush. I think that's how they moving shit over there, in my personal opinion. But hey, let me say this too, as far as Lance Zierlein shit go, there are people like him, bro, that just thrive off of attention.
Mm-hmm.
As far as that guy go, it's a click thing, clickbait, clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? Not mad at it. You can go get it how you live, but you know, it's a lot of people like that in the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's just I'm gonna say whatever I gotta say to get. I call it. Hey, Nitty, you gonna laugh when I say this? I call it the true only child syndrome. I want to take me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people out there like that, but go on, Cal.
You know, I think in that situation, when Sloyd got fired, of course that you don't want to leave any organization with a stain on your resume. Like they can look at what you were able to do. Like regardless of how the Houston fans may feel, there's somebody else in the NFL circle somewhere. They're just going to look at the Texans offense and look at CJ and not know the inner workings of what we saw and say, damn, Sloyd didn't look like a bad offensive coordinator. I mean, we do it all the time. We'll look at somebody and we'll go straight to the internet and look at their numbers, look where they came from, look who they coach. And, oh, man, he was Baker Mayfield's quarterback coach last year. Damn, Baker had a really good year. Must not been that bad. We don't know what's in the, what's really going on. So my point is, when Sloyd probably left, we don't know what kind of relationship Sloyd had with John and Lance, or even some of the people, Sloyd PR people, that say, hey, man, he can't just leave this situation with this stain on him. We have to say that these were some of the things that he was going through that couldn't allow him to succeed. And it was there from the beginning. So he already came into the door with this going on. Whether it's true or not.
No, that makes a lot of sense though, Cam. Because basically, let me make sure that I'm getting right what you're saying. Are you saying that it's Bobby's PR people that's putting this story out to make it seem like it wasn't him? To kind of like this, it wasn't him that made this happen. Like it was a problem with CJ in the beginning, and they tried to coexist, and things just didn't work out. Like that would make sense, though. I'm not gonna lie. Make this like because you want to further your career. You don't want to just make it look like you were the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. See, here's a question you can ask Lance, and he would never tell you the truth. Is I don't need to know who your source was, or whatever, but when did you find that out? Did you find this out after Bobby left?
Exactly.
Or did you always know that? Because if it was some information that he knew, I've listened to talk radio in this city long enough, and guys would come out and tell you in a subliminal way, hey, man, it's something inside of that building. I'm telling you for a fact, things that I know that Bobby and CJ just don't get along. But I can't elaborate on what I know. He would have been told us that a long time ago. But now that Bobby is gone, Bobby cannot leave the city with a total stain on his resume. So it's like, hey, you got to put something out there to say, hey, man, this is what I was up against. You know, I'm trying to coach this guy, and you know, from day one, since I walked in the door, this is what happened. Whether it happened or not, like shit, people argue, grown men argue. You know, CJ ain't no punk. CJ, he was a young guy and left California, went to Ohio, and you know, he was out there on his own. You know, daddy in prison, like he's kind of like a young man, but he dealt with adversity before, and it seemed like he got his head straight up, you know, on his shoulders.
Yeah,
So
they say all of this stuff happened. If all this stuff happened at this meeting or whatever, right? I'm just looking at it like this: like if this happened on his visit here, all I know is when he got called number 2 and the Texans drafted him in the draft, boy was crying.
What was it? Right.
Yeah, I don't see all of what Lance
that's a great, hey, Nitty, that's a great freaking point. Because if he told his camp, and that's Mulligetta and Mulligetta coach all the, you know, the good black quarterbacks that's out there, and Mulligetta got a great relationship with Nick Caserio. And I'm quite sure Nick Caserio told Mulligetta, hey, we gonna take him. Let him know that we gonna take care of him regardless. Like he's good over here. But right, his emotions did not show a person that was like, you know, with the number 2 pick, the Houston Texans take CJ Stroud.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like that, bro. Bro even wanted to hear his name said. He said, hold on. He told others to shut up. Hold on.
I need to hear my name.
Exactly. Yeah. And bro came to the mic and said, man, Houston getting the dog. Like he was excited. And then we all watched that stuff with him and Will Anderson after the draft. They way coming to Houston. Boys was excited, bro. I'm talking about too excited. So I really do believe that, and I promise it wasn't until right now coming on this show that I did not look at it that way, that the fact that Bobby Slowick will push that narrative. You know what I'm saying? That makes total sense, because I seen somebody else. It's funny how the fan base can be sometimes, but it was somebody on Texans Twitter that said, man, CJ is uncoachable. And I was like, what? Like, do they not know? I don't know if they've been watching football long enough, but I know what an uncoachable player looks like. I done seen it. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Brown. It's certain players that you can see that it's like, hey, they got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Now I know I said AB, but I know there's certain times in his career where, you know, it probably wasn't his fault all the time. I look at stuff like that. Like, if you steady getting in trouble, can't nobody say it's your fault all the time. But all I know is bro got a big old contract from the Raiders. He came there in a helicopter, got lowered down from the helicopter, and bro ain't playing out one down for them. Like, I just don't, like, certain people are just problems. I do not see that in CJ at all. Like not even on his worst day have I said, oh, CJ just looked like one of those guys on the sideline that's just uncoachable. People trying to come up and talk to him and pushing him away. You don't want nobody around him. I don't see that. I just don't see that.
If CJ was like that, he would not be here. Nobody on this team right now is like that. Everybody,
bro, they play for CJ. When you hear the defense say that they like Will Anderson, like, bro, I love playing on this team. I love playing for CJ. Like, come on.
This is a team's team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember years ago where we would sign players that were just too good. Hey, man, how you doing, man? All right, brother. All right, sister. Nah, what's up, bro? Like, you listening to Joe Mixon interview, man? Look here, man. Look. We gonna stand on business, belt the ass. Yeah, man, put your best shit on tape. Like, we ain't never had that before. Like, these guys, you know, I'm not gonna label them as thugs. That's the wrong thing to do. But what I can say is the guys we got on this team now, bro, they cut from a different cloth, bro. And they all coachable. They all buy into the same thing. We trying to win. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Breath of fresh air.
Yep. And like, as of right now, I know I came on the show a little bit late. I don't know if y'all talked about it already, but have y'all been talking about the candidates so far?
We tapped on the first one. Hold on. I want to put this up here real quick. Brandon.
But we know Gerard Johnson. Like, we not. We know what he is.
I talked about it earlier, but
the guy from Syracuse.
Brandon. Yeah, dog. Y'all check
Yeah,
this
who we
out.
got in the comments section? What they saying in the comments?
Now, this is a quadruple entendre. Oh, you have to like.
I know. I'm gonna read it because I read it already, but it was wild. It say not sure about the OC choice, but having Nixon scheme plans for Mixon, while Mixon asks Nixon questions on how Mixon should run Nixon's scheme to successfully put up a better numbers than Mixon had.
6. That's 6. Like, no.
Nixon. Hey, for a while, I thought he was talking about President Nixon. I am not a crook. I thought he was saying that. I don't. But y'all talking about that guy from Syracuse, right?
Yeah.
Hey, is his name Nixon Nix? Because
Jeff Nixon.
Jeff Nix.
Yeah, hey,
oh, okay.
hey, I'm quite sure nobody gonna be able to top that comment right there.
No, that one was wild. I almost
I
couldn't
had to
read
look
it.
at that like 2 or 3 times.
Like, if you're not a rapper or a battle rapper or just understand how words can be, like, understand words, that's a hard, like, what is that? Double entendre, quadruple.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister. Pause.
Like,
It's definitely one of the ones where you like.
yeah, double entendres are hard. Like Jay-Z was, and then he started to go with the triple entendres. Like that's
it's not.
crazy.
It's like, all right, like once you understand it, it's not hard to do. Like a lot of my shit be like that, but in today's world, you gotta dumb shit down because people don't understand. But yeah, Nitty, we did touch on it though. Did you have something you want to bring up about him? Have you had a chance?
Yeah, I don't know about the guy from Syracuse. All I heard good from him on Landry. On Landry Locker, I heard him saying that they supposed to have the best pass game in college football last year.
Okay. So I'm gonna write it back for you. So basically, I looked into his stats. Stats look good. But when you watch the game, and as I was telling Cal earlier, I try to catch at least 2 Syracuse games a year, just 2. And I only watch them to see who's going to pop off the film.
Mm-hmm.
But his offense, it's efficient, it's effective, but it's more so of a dink and dunk offense, right? Mm-hmm. Everything is from 0 to 9 yards, short passes. And this year, CJ didn't take anything short. He was always trying to push it down the field or mid-level down the field or whatever. Mm-hmm. CJ missed a lot of plays, like a lot of check downs, let me say that. So thinking about it now, I feel like if we had already won a Super Bowl or been to a couple of Super Bowls and whoever our OC was left, mm-hmm. I would be okay with bringing a guy of his caliber on to, try to add to it. But shit. Fuck you, Gonzo. Anyways, I would say, damn, it just hit me too. He's also
Gonzo was back, you son of a
yeah.
Damn, Gonzo. Hey, look, I'm gonna give you props, Gonzo, but hey, be real though, y'all. Man, like I hate to and I ain't gonna lie, as the game kind of goes by, even as I watch the games this weekend, man, it's like I don't want to lean on the refs. I promise y'all, I do not want to, because I feel like it's bullshit in a sense. But this is undeniable.
But it's hard to watch.
It's undeniable, man. Like, bro, the motherfucking Bills, bro, and I'm not a Bills fan. I'm not Bills Mafia, especially after that dude was on the internet talking about you never hit it. Look, other than that, man, I promise you, bro, that fucking, like, Josh Allen got that first down.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say.
Dude, it was a play. It was a play where Josh was pointed.
And look,
I know where Josh pointed.
You talking about and another play that's ridiculous when that fucking ball hit the ground. Moved. They didn't even hit the ground and moved, and they still said that was a catch by the receiver, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I promise you, I want to say that the NFL. Why? Because it's the game I love. I watch it all the time. And me just having to admit that, the refs are doing what they doing, it kind of takes away from, it's gonna take away from me watching the game. So I don't want that to happen. So I hate to see it happen for the sports. but I'm glad that everybody in America see what's going on. There's a lot of threats going on in the sports world of people talking about not watching the NFL no more if this continues to go forward. I just think
Need to
that
happen.
you can't be that good. Put it like this, Gunzo. You can't be that good, man. Like, you can be good, but not with the refs. Why can't they just do it fair? We saw them do it fair. The first time they went to the Super Bowl and won, I don't think not one person was mad at the officiating while watching how they did it. As a matter of fact, I clapped. I was just mad that and then come to find this out too, y'all. This is some other news that I knew, but it was brought back up. Y'all know I've been mad at Kansas City ever since they took Mahomes from us because we were the next on the clock before the Bills. I mean, after the Bills. The Bills are the one who actually traded that pick for Kansas City to actually get Mahomes. And Mahomes been putting their ass out of the playoffs ever since. I actually thank them. I'm glad, and it's crazy. The oxymoron is I'm glad that Patrick Mahomes is having success and beating the shit out of the Bills because the Bills fans are sick right now. And y'all the ones that crept in. Y'all would have picked before us. And y'all, how stupid were you to let Kansas City get Mahomes? Like, how stupid was that? I think they thought he had Alex Smith and they didn't think that they was going to pick him or whatever. But, bro, it's y'all fault. Y'all put the gun to your own head. And then this nigga just beating y'all ass. Like, I feel so sorry for Colts fans. I mean, not Colts, for Bills fans, man. Like, y'all, it's ridiculous. And I was rooting for y'all to win that game.
I didn't even watch it, bro.
I watched it. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody said something online about hate watches. Somebody said I'm 0-2 and hate watches this weekend. And I was like, oh, so that's what I was doing. I think that's what, I was hate watching. Like, cause I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to see, look. They go another see what Gunzo, and I'm not gonna lie, Gunzo. I hate the fact that y'all got Worthy, bro, because Worthy turned out to be pretty good. Like, I didn't know he was gonna be that good, bro. I just thought he was gonna be who was the last guy that ran a 4.2 and was super fast? He got drafted by Cincinnati, the Bengals.
John Ross.
John Ross. I thought that that's what this dude was going to turn out to be, man. He's turning out to be a formidable wide receiver, and I got to give him his props. I can't hate, man. That boy Xavier Worthy. I mean, he's catching passes that be pissing me off, bro. I'll be like, how did bro catch that, bro? And he doing it. And like I say, give a person like Mahomes a player like Worthy that can run crossing routes that nobody can stay with him, bro. Like, they just fucked up. And they say the Bills gave him that too. Bills gave him, I guess, some kind of way gave him Worthy too. I just think it's ridiculous.
Because they drafted Keon Coleman over Worthy. That's what it was.
Ridiculous, bro. Like, I'm telling you, just ridiculous. Hey, Gunzo say prayers up for Tank. For real, he's dangerous. Hey, appreciate that, man. Hey, that's why I messed with you, Gunzo. Even though you with the other side, man, you respectful, bro. And
Gunzo, you still the op, bro.
Yeah, you the op, but at least you not a op that's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's like a troll or something. You know ball, bro. Pause.
Oh, no, that motherfucker's a hell of a troll.
Hey.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Man. A spade. Oh, hold up. He been being right. So he come into spaces sometime?
I don't think so.
Dude, I'm not gonna rehash the history of some of the things that he said.
Oh, okay, word. But hey, I'm gonna ride with the home team, man. I'm gonna ride with the home team at the end of the day. But hey, it's a good win. I think all of us. Let me ask y'all this question. Will you or will you not be watching the Super Bowl this year?
Man, I watched the Super Bowl I can't tell you how. I've been watching football since 1978 and 79.
So you gotta watch the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, I'm watching the Super Bowl.
I'm watching it too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm watching it.
Bro, that's a thing that I've done. Even when I was just a single person, I do the all day, barbecue shit. Like, I'm gonna celebrate the Super Bowl like I always, and I like doing that shit at home. So. Yeah, I'm watching Super Bowl.
So who you want to win
watch,
that joint?
That boy from Channelview whooped that half-breed ass.
You know how I know they gonna win? Philly, that is. man, let's get them boys their props. They got a hell of a run game, bro. Like,
Oh yeah.
man, Saquon and just this is for all the Texas fans that was like, man, we almost got Saquon. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It's the line. It's a combination of Philadelphia's offensive line and the depth of that line, y'all. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the depth of that line. Like, did y'all see during that game that one of their best players went out? He had like a slight little knee injury. The other guy come in and they don't miss a step, bro. They don't miss a step, bro. And it's like, I can't wait till, and you want to know what? I did some deep thinking about that game, right? I'm like, how is it that Washington has a good offensive line? You know what I'm saying? Philly has a good offensive line. Dallas has an offensive line. And who else is in that? The Giants. I don't know about the Giants offensive line, but this is what I'm saying though.
The Giants got one good player.
Dallas started something when they started. See, when you a team in a division and way back in the 90s, the Dallas Cowboys had I'm talking about crazy offensive line. And when your offensive line, and you known for having an offensive line that long in your division and you smashing everybody because of your line, everybody's going to follow suit in your division. So what you had was teams for years building an offensive lineup just because that's what that division is. The NFC East, is that the East? No.
Yeah,
the NFC East, they are offensive line driven. And so when you see the teams that made it into the playoffs just from the NFC East, I think it was one that just didn't make it. No, two that didn't make it, but the two that did make it, they got offensive lines, bro. And I don't think Saquon would have did the same thing in Houston that he would have did over there. But I'm just telling you, with what they got right now, the combination of players that they got, the coaching, the offensive line, I think they undeniable, bro. I think they definitely about to whoop the Chiefs, bro. And I'm not even a Philadelphia Eagles fan by no stretch. But yeah, that's about to happen.
Hey, how many games did Joe Mixon miss? 5?
Five.
I want to say 3, but maybe 5.
I know he missed 4. I mean, that hip drop tackle, he was out, I think, for 4 games. And he still rushed for 1,000 yards, right? I think it was at about a little bit like 1,000.
Oh yeah, he still made 1,000 yards.
So I think that Joe Mixon probably could have had. He could have broke his career high, which is, I think it's 1247 with Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, easy.
He was on par to break it this year if he didn't miss no games.
Right. So I'm looking at, 5 more games, 400 more yards. He would have had 14 plus 100 yards, right? That's what I feel like. I still think that behind this line, Saquon Barkley would have gave you, because his breakaway speed. Yeah. Like, as much as we say that this line wasn't good, think about it. He got 1,000 yards and still missed those amount of games due to injury and wasn't completely healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And still
behind
was
a bad offensive line.
What's that?
Behind a bad offensive line.
Behind a bad offensive line. Mm-hmm. So he was able to do that. Saquon Barkley, like the line and the running back go hand in hand. But it was a lot of them, like, when Saquon hit that hole, bro, like, he broke it like for very long runs. Like, I think Saquon got more long runs in this year than probably Joe Mixon got in his whole entire career. And that's the difference with a breakaway back. So, I mean, hindsight is 2020. Saquon used the Texans to, get his money up, and that's what he should do. But of course he want to play at home. So I'm pretty satisfied with what we have right now. But, but I think that here's the thing about that offensive line that everybody talk about with the Texans, man. The players is not that. To me, I'm going to still stick with the coaching scheme. I'm hoping that when they come, they already got rid of their offensive line coach. You're going to see something totally different next year, man. Because I look at this roster and what they have. These guys are not bad. They just miss a lot of fundamentals. And it's small things that can be corrected by coaching.
Easy.
And I think you're gonna see something totally different next year, man. I really do.
We have to, and I think what we wanted to see this year is what we're gonna see next year. I think we're gonna see, and that's what makes me so excited about next year, is that I know now. I'm like, okay, these guys are serious. This next regime come in, is it guaranteed that they succeed? No, but I think that once you've had so much tape that they can look on and see the mistakes that players was making due to coaching, I think you're in a better situation now. I think you don't went through failure, so you know what failure looks like. You know what failure smells like. So these coaches that come in and interview, they better be saying some hell of a shit. Like I'm saying, they better be saying some shit that's got D'Amico and Caserio like, all right, this is what let's run with this dude right here, because I think right now, and this is why I was kind of like, even though we said Peterson was kind of like a dark horse, but this is the reason why I said Peterson for number 2 for me. Is because Peterson's gonna come in with a team. He's actually gonna come in like I feel like Peterson's gonna come in with a squad almost like he's a head coach almost on the offensive side. And I think D'Amico's going to give him that. I think D'Amico's going to be like, hey, come on in, bring your guys. Whoever the next offensive coordinator is, they're going to come in, they're going to bring their offensive line coach. They liable to bring a tight ends coach. Ain't no telling what, but I think that they're going to really, really like change the offensive side of the football. And that's why I'm kind of leery. Like, man, I know we all want Chip Kelly, right? Because he's fresh off a national championship. And I know I said it on the show Friday, but I'm gonna be honest, like I've been kind of like now I think I'm 70-30. At first I was 100% Chip Kelly. Now I'm like 70-30 kind of, because I just know that he's found like he's been successful in his early NFL career. But there was a time when they was like, get Chip Kelly up out of here, and that's the reason why he had to go back to college. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a guarantee, but with a confidence. Is it written in the stars? Yeah, because like I say, as a matter of fact, I just found this out, that when Chip Kelly went to to San Francisco, that's what's D'Amico's doorway into San Francisco. It was actually Chip Kelly that hired him on his coaching staff because he remembered how he was with Philly, right? So when I look at that, it's like, oh man, this is a match. And I found that out today. I was like, oh shit, that's a match made in heaven, man, for them to reunite. Like, but you know, I'm listening to what Landry Locker said. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, what's the reason? And this is the reason it kind of got me 70-32. How do you pull Chip Kelly from Ohio State after just winning a national championship, and they already paying him a couple of million? Is it a money thing we pay him for? Like, what is it that pulls Chip Kelly from Ohio State?
You give him full control of the offense. So I've been holding on to this point because we kind of went on a tangent with Kansas City and they bullshit. Mm-hmm. But well, before you came on, me and Cal was talking about the guy from Syracuse. He has ties to Chip Kelly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I can see based off that, because you know Chip he's chilling right now. You know, that whole organization, that team, that school, they are riding the high right now, as they should. You just won a natty. Still ain't be Michigan, but whatever. They riding the high right now. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, you're gonna see reports about him, about us scheduling an interview with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just interviewed the guy from Cuse.
Hey, don't you hate that it's looking like the Rooney Rule? Like, let's get these black guys out the way.
That's all it is.
Interview one.
That's all it is. Only team I feel, and I don't follow Jacksonville like that, but they hired that guy pretty fast, and I don't know if they interviewed a black guy or let's say not a black guy, a minority. You know what I'm
saying? They did Robert Saleh.
Is he black? What is he?
Robert Saleh is considered a minority.
He's a minority.
He's okay.
They even said that when he went to New York, they was like, "Oh, New York's hiring. They finally hiring somebody that's like this and that. That's a minority." Like,
hey, look, I'm not a Jets fan, never will be, but I'm very, very happy for Aaron Glenn. I think
Aaron is a G.
they
You
got
see
the right
how
guy.
he talking to that fucking New York media out there?
Like, that's being that
That's
market.
gangster. That nigga say, "Hey, I'm Aaron Glenn. Hey, I'm Aaron Glenn."
Yeah,
they trying to ask him about somebody else. He like, "Hey, I'm Aaron Glenn." And the way he looked, I'm saying, "Hey, he finna coach the shit out that team, man, bro. That's the worst media in America is New York. And bro is handling them like this. Like, hey, what do you say? Y'all have to watch the TV.
Yes, AD, bro. That's
interviews.
God damn it,
interviews for the staff,
bro. That's I was just finna fucking say that, AD. I promise. That's what I was getting to. Like, that's exactly what it is, bro. Like, these guys, they getting a feel for this guy, that guy. I can see Chip coming in. You know what I'm saying? Money not gonna look. Let's be real. No matter how much money he's making at Ohio State, it's not gonna matter, bro. He's gonna get a raise to come here. Period. What I don't think the average fan understands is what coaches make and what the players make is different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, coaches can make a lot of money, and you never really gonna know what their dollar amount is because they don't count against nothing. It's just made. It's the coach.
You're right.
You're gonna make some money. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
you never heard that, like, hey, the Texans got this much in cap space and they have to pay the coach this. No, the coach, I don't think, got nothing to do with that.
Matter. So,
but that's a good ass point, AD, man. I'm not gonna lie. Let me give you that's a very good point because, like, they could be shaping the whole fucking staff out. You know what I'm saying? And
another thing too, though, like, unfortunately, I am familiar with Ohio State. You know, gotta be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if let's hypothetically, right? Chip comes here. Chip is going to want control of the. He's going to want full control of the offense. I feel like whether it's him or the guy I want, which is Doug Peterson, have to give them full control, right? They got to be the driving engine behind that offense. They're going to be. A lot of people are worried about the offensive line. Like I keep saying, I'm going to keep saying, whomever is the offensive coordinator, they're going to revamp that whole side of the ball. Coaches, personnel, it's just going to be different. Now, I'm going to say it now. I do not have no expectations for next season. I'm going into next season with very, very low expectations because mine were too high this season, and I was let down.
So now, you're going to go into it with like a prove it to me. Prove it to me.
Yeah, like, I just want to see. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I will give you a better evaluation on after this person is hired. I will give you a better opinion once I see the free agency, after the draft, and then after that first preseason game. That's when I will have some type of increment of an idea of what this could look like. Now, let's say, hypothetically speaking, this is Chip Kelly's. He's OC. That offense is going to look night and day compared to what it's been the past 2 years going into this next season. We are going to catch a lot of teams off guard. We are going to put up a lot of points because it's a different scheme. You can't plan for what you ain't seen. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the element of surprise is everything. It's everything.
That helped us out, Bobby Slowick's first year. If you think about it, Bobby Slowick's first year, nobody being familiar with what he was going to do made him actually successful.
You had no idea. You didn't know.
And we didn't even know. We as fans is like, oh, look, what? You know what I'm saying?
And then you run the same shit back without adding no wrinkles in it. You know, being naive.
And they know that it's the worst. We are the worst fan base. Like, and the best though, when I say, but I'm talking about we the worst fan base if you are OC that want to run the same plays. Like, something about a Houston Texans fan, we can tell plays, like we can put them together. We'll start seeing like, hold up, this motherfucker running the same shit. I think that shit started with Kubiak, right? Like, even when Kubiak was kind of getting down in his years, we was like, and Kubiak running the same shit. And I think it trained our eyes to be able to see like who running the same. Like, bro, we can see it clear as day. I'm talking about it'll just be one of them things where we like, hold on, running the same. We did it with what's his name that ended up going to Dallas?
Wade.
No, not Wade. Somebody who ended up going to Dallas. He actually thought he was going to get the Dallas job this year. No. Not dang. Who was the tall guy that was here with Bill O'Brien? Tim Kelly?
No,
you went to Tennessee.
Yeah, Tim Kelly went to Tennessee. Okay. But y'all remember even his offense, we was like, this is a little weird, man. Like we starting to see the same plays. So if you are OC that like to run the same plays, they better be successful because Houston Texans fans are gonna scope that shit out real fast. I'm talking about like faster than any other fan base, really, because we'll be like probably Pittsburgh Steelers too. Because they offense be looking pretty damn near vanilla too. And I don't even watch a lot of Steelers games, but whenever I do watch a game, I be like, they shit just don't look like it's done changed. Still running the same thing since Kyle Hurd was there. But either way though,
just run, throw deep. Run, throw deep.
That's it. It seems like that's what Philly is and just play defense. I mean, not Philly, but that's what the Steelers is and then play defense. But yeah, I just want to put that point out there that us as Houston Texans fans, boy, we gonna tell you if the OC is running the same play over and over. We gonna see.
I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this, but with Tim Kelly, we was 4-12 that year.
Mm-hmm.
But Deshaun Watson had 4,800 yards,
mm-hmm.
and it was some ridiculous amount of touchdowns. Like he went apeshit crazy with just wanted to have wide receivers.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times, like we don't like
Bill O'Brien. Yards.
No, he did that year. That's what got him that Cleveland contract.
Yeah, I think
and that's what allowed Tim Kelly to keep going.
His completion percentage was like in the 70s or something. It was like ridiculous. He was 4-12.
Oh, Cleveland thought they was getting a beast. And I was mad because I was like, damn, they all about to get a beast. This bro just almost threw for 5,000 yards and he going to Cleveland where it's a good offensive line, bro. I said, oh, Deshaun finna win the championship. Boy, were we wrong, bro. I'm talking about it. And but like I told somebody from Cleveland the other day, I said, man, y'all always look out for us. I think it was on Twitter. I was telling them, I was saying, like, y'all looked out for us so many times. Like y'all are one of the worst franchises. They like the Sun. You can count on them, like how we can count on the Sun coming up tomorrow. We can count on Cleveland making dumb decisions. Like that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so I try to tell him, I say, bro, y'all done us so many favors. And when I spoke and told him the favors that they done for us, it just made him even more sick. That's what happened. We was doing a live game commentary and he was telling me, he was like, his whole thing, he was rooting for the Texans, but he was rooting for them in a funny way. He say, go Cleveland draft picks. That's what he was calling them, the Cleveland draft picks. And I say, bro, I know that hurts to say that. And I try to comfort him, but I say, man, I can't understand. I know that when y'all had Baker Mayfield and messed that up. So that's Cleveland though for you though, man. But I know that we're a little bit over the hour and we're probably about to get ready to shut it down.
I got a great point, man.
Okay, what's the point? Go ahead.
I got a great point. First of all, I want to thank AD for being super active in the chat. So shout out to AD and everybody else that's been super active. Appreciate y'all, man. But check this out, man. I went back to Nick Caley, the Rams pass game coordinator last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you go and look at his very interesting. When we talk about assimilations and Nico and Chip Kelly and all that other stuff, and D'Amico had a chance to bring in Slowick because of the San Francisco, all that. Mm-hmm. And Caserio was like, hey, do your thing. Well, Caley is coming in tomorrow. Just go and looking at his resume. New England Patriots offense assistant 2015 to 16. Tight ends coach, New England Patriots 17 to 19. Tight ends and fullback coach, 20 to 21. Tight ends coach, 22. Nick Caserio was in New England with that dude for 5 years. That's something that you got to look at. That's somebody
And I wouldn't be
that was in
mad.
that building.
I wouldn't be mad.
He got 2 Super Bowls with Nick on that offensive side of the ball. Left New England, went to the Rams, tight ends coach, and then he was tight ends coach and pass game coordinator. I'm just saying.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Everything you said right there, that tilts my needle over. Like, put it like this: I won't be mad if he's announced as the OC, and I'm gonna tell you why. My personal reason is because he's under he was under McVay, and I just feel like anybody that's coming from that McVay tree, they've been handling it up. But I'm gonna tell you the favorite thing out of what you just said, Cal. All of that, how he worked with tight ends, right? Like, pause. I just know that means that we ain't finna have a tight end problem. Even if it's just him speaking on, even if he's the offensive coordinator, he's not gonna play with them tight ends. He done worked with them too much. He know with Gronk, dude done work with Gronk, bro. You ain't finna be able to be no weak tight end up under his offense. So, hey, you got Tyler Higbee that was over there that was clowning with the Rams. Who was the other guy?
You just named 2 guys that block.
Yeah.
Dalton don't block.
I'm get Dalton up out of here. Up under that OC, hey, Dalton might not be able to survive.
Hey, Dalton won't be here if he's OC. When he watched Dalton film, he gonna tell Caserio, "Hey, you got to get him up out of here.
We got to, and it'll be that easy.
Unless you're gonna split Dalton wide. No, I think that Stover will be a guy that'll get a lot of run.
Oh, he'll turn Stover up.
What Brevin Jordan, I know a lot of people are not real good on Brevin Jordan, but what Brevin Jordan able to give you as far as route running and speed, I can get that from him.
He's not a free agent, is he, this year?
Who?
Jordan.
No, we signed. They gave him a 1-year deal.
Gave him another 1-year deal, right?
During the season. During the season.
Oh, during the season. Even after he got hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. I didn't know that. So yeah, that's why he talking like how he talking online. Because bro be like, yeah, like, okay, that makes sense. I love Brevin, Cam. I'm not gonna lie. I think that he wasn't good at blocking at first, but what did we see before he got hurt? I'm pretty sure all of us who had eyes seen that bro was putting effort in. Bro was starting to look like, hey, I need to start blocking. That's what y'all need me to do. Okay. And it looked like that's what he was about to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah. I talked to Brevin. It's crazy. I know a lot of the players. Y'all know how I know the players, but I talk to Brevin a lot when I see him. I seen him Christmas Day at the game. And we just had a little powwow, man. Just not trying to divulge too much of the conversation, but he was telling me, like, when he comes back, the reason why they gave him a prove-it deal, they felt like organization-wise that with given a chance, healthy, like a lot of this shit would look different. Mm-hmm. A lot of these things would look different. So, and Brevin's one of those guys where he's not. How can I say this? He's not flamboyant. He's very, very down there, very, very humble. But he's a hard worker though, bro. And like he's getting his body like back in shape, like I call it Thor. You know what I'm saying? He's embodied the mind, body, spirit. So it's like when he comes back this year, and knock on wood, that this guy here, ain't nobody damn though. That was me. My dog, my bad. But when he comes back this year, no matter who the OC is, once they get their hands on him, they're gonna have a dog. And I promise you, it's gonna be the real battle. If we don't draft a tight end, the real battle at tight end is gonna come between him and Cade. And my money's on Brevin. Like,
no, for real. Because I know Brevin been working out. Like when you get hurt that early in the season like that, bro just been working out. Like, bro is able to do something that you normally wouldn't be able to do during the season, and that's that he's straight on a protein work. Like, Brevin gonna come back, bro, probably by 15, 20 pounds of muscle added to him.
dude. When
But
I see
he's
how down
already,
there,
he's
not
already
down
he's
there.
already like at about the 235 mark. And
No,
in
he
high
decent.
school, he played wide receiver. When he went to Miami, he went from wide receiver to tight end. But the thing about it with Brevin, like we are like when you saw that damn screen route, I forgot what game it was, and he
But
turned
It's
73 yard to a touchdown. We haven't had a tight end that can just
we've
get it
never,
and go like that.
ever.
I don't think
So
we ever had one.
see when you have a pass game coordinator and you have a running back coach that when you have somebody that they can scheme, like I don't think that we used Mixon enough out of the backfield. I just really don't.
No, we
Like,
didn't at all. I was actually disappointed because of that, because they actually said that Mixon is a very good pass catching running back.
right.
I beg to
So,
differ, bro. I beg to differ. Like Dave, well, CJ, I'm blaming this on CJ. A lot of the throws to Mixon outside were either too short or too far ahead. Most of the time, we were trying to get the ball to Mixon in the backfield.
Yeah,
but
because he wasn't looking for him.
Agumawale was your third down back. I don't feel like that. Mixon is a 3-down back. And see, my thing is, you need to move away from having and that's the thing that I have a problem with. I'm glad Bobby Sloyd gone. I just really hate bringing him up.
Mhm.
But when you watch Buffalo, when they had the rookie Davis, and they had their main guy Cook, and they had another running back, like they was churning in running backs that can run the ball. We don't have running backs that we can really trust to run the ball. And if you pull it Mixon out of your damn backfield on third down, you automatically told the linebackers, go ahead and drop back in your hook zone because they're not going to run the ball. I don't care if it's 3rd and 7.
Bro,
We know for a
I
fact
recognize that, Cam, watching back the all 22. Not all 22, but just my bad. Somebody put a video up. My bad for not giving you your credit, but somebody put a video up saying, like, you want to know why Bobby Slowick was fired, and they show all of these plays, right? When we were just getting blitz crazy, right? So most of these times it was third down plays. I was tripping on how many plays I was seeing Agumawale in, right? And I like Agumawale, but it's what you say, Cal. It's like, why in the hell is like y'all taking Joe off the field and playing, showing your hand? You showing your hand. You literally, you should have just put Joe on the field just so the players would think like, hey, Joe probably finna get this ball. You know what I'm saying? Because if you put Agumawale out there, like you said, that was perfect, Cal. Like, you just gonna drop the linebackers. Like, I already know y'all not finna run this ball. And even if y'all do try to get Agumawale the ball, y'all gonna just try to throw it to him in the flats or something like that. It's ridiculous, bro. But
which is when you thrive there too, though.
and look, they showed other plays. I just want to speak on this. They showed plays where Bobby was like, the blitz, the defense would come and set up, right? And you would see about 8 people down on the line. And you would see the Texans only got 6, 5 in protection. And Bobby would hike they would hike the ball like that. It wouldn't be like, hold up, let's try to. And the reason that this was happening, which we all know, is because the Texans was getting out of the huddle late as hell. It would only be about 8 to 9 seconds left on the clock for them to line up. And how can you change up protection then? You can't. You got to just say, and most of the time, it was like, it was dead to the right. Like, dead to the wrong. They, like, you can tell, like, hey, when they hike this ball, this is about to be a sack right here. You can tell. Look at how they lined up. Look at how the protection is not set up for this, man. And I don't know how, like I said this on the show before, I don't know how they kept Bobby in that long. I know it was a thing. Like D'Amico got loyalty, bro. And see, when you bring your dog from San Francisco with you, and they got the San Francisco together. So they've been together all of that time. it just really kind of took. D'Amico knew he was gonna fire Bobby Slowick, but he just wanted to do it in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care. I'm just glad it got done. But man, I cannot wait. When I'm gonna say this, and I want to end off on this. When do y'all think they make the announcement?
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
They interviewing Kaylee tomorrow. If we don't hear tomorrow that Chip Kelly is coming in for an interview, I think what they've interviewed right now, they're gonna make a
decision.
They're gonna make a decision Friday, and it's probably the Texans do shit like this time. It was kind of, they did it like, around 9-10 o'clock. Texans normally do some shit like overnight. Your ass wake up the next morning, you be like, oh damn.
Hey, you ain't lying.
I just said that earlier.
Had to be done put it in the group. We'll be like, oh shit. That's what I've been waiting on too. I've been waiting to get that patent text where he talk about, hey, Chip Kelly is here. And like, man, I'm just gonna be excited either way because it's the unknown. It's just we put it like this: it's the known unknown, but at least it ain't Bobby Slowick. We know what that is. We know what that brought us. I don't care what nobody say. Even Gunzo know this, that if we done had better offensive playing, if we could have averaged about 28 points this year, right? If we could have averaged 28 points a game, then we'll still be playing right now, I believe. Yeah. I really do believe that. Like, we'll still be playing, bro, because we shut down. I don't care what nobody say. We shut down Kansas City, bro. What we did to that offense, like it's another thing that we can say, we made some of the best players look bad. We definitely, if it wasn't for some of those crazy calls, we held our weight against Kansas City the way nobody else probably could have. It's crazy. Like, I really honestly believe and think that what we did to them, I think they scared of us for next year. They better be anyway, because they gonna be scared of just Kamari and Stingley, because the job they did in that game was like, I can honestly say in all my years of watching football, I haven't seen that done too many times. I'm telling you. Like, and especially against a quarterback like Mahomes. They made Mahomes have to just deal with tight ends and running backs. Like, that's it. It's like, hey, all of this, and some of the passes that they caught from the wide receivers, we seen it. It was lucky. It was like, what? Yeah. But look, I'm gonna leave it with that. Damn, man, I wish the Bills would have won though, but hey, it's all to the good though, man. We going to the Super Bowl. We are going to see. We rooting for the Houston guy, man. We rooting for, like you say, the guy from Channelview. And that's who I'm. Hey, that's who I'm running with, man. And even though I'm not a super big Philly fan, even if I wasn't a Philly fan, the way that team is set up, bro, it's nothing stopping them right now. It's a, like, how you gonna stop the tush push? Pause. How you gonna stop Saquon Barkley? How you gonna stop that? What's the name is actually playing? Jalen Hurts is actually playing like the real Jalen Hurts right now. You got Brown out there. You got Smith out there. They healthy. It's crazy. Like, Dallas Goedert is out there. Like, you're not stopping Philly. Philly finna win a Super Bowl, and all we're gonna be able to say is that, hey, you tried, Pat. You tried to get there. You tried to do your cheat Pete, and it didn't happen. Cheat Pete. So yeah, we're gonna leave it with that, man. If it's anything y'all boys want to run with, man, I'm good. I appreciate everybody checking us out, y'all. Appreciate you every time.
I'm doing a high shout out to my boy Brandon, bro. Brandon, hey, Brandon the real one, dog. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. And he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Salute, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon, he know what it is, dog. I already know. I know exactly what you're talking about. I think I do. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing.
Okay, you got something you want to say before we do?
Man, shout out to AD and Brandon, and man, one of my fans didn't check in. Eve.
Yeah, I was looking for her.
Yeah, she's a great supporter. So if she's out there listening, shout out to Eve. But now, man, Philly, I'm rolling with Philly. I don't want to see no history. I don't want to see Kermit the Frog win nothing. I'm tired of seeing. I want to see I want what's that heifer name? The little skeleton that be in the press box. What's
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
I want to see
cry.
Taylor Swift. I want to see her cry.
Oh, she gonna cry.
Yeah, I want to see her cry. I want Travis Kelce to have the worst game of his career. He's a bona fide Hall of Famer. I want Philadelphia to have like 4 turnovers. I want it to be a complete blowout. The referees, they already got their payment in. Vegas, I already know what it is. You know, it's not going to be a blowout. But look, let me tell you something. I hope it's like the way that the San Antonio Spurs, a small market in Texas, when they won 5 championships, they went out there and kicked ass and didn't leave it in the referee's hand.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Respect.
San Antonio was on nobody's radar. Like, NBA was like, shit, we out.
Hey, can we give a quick shout out to the Rockets, man?
Yeah.
Rockets is like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm back. Hey, Rockets, I'm back. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm back. I was gone for a minute. I'm back though. Hey, they is nice, bro. Shout out Amen Thompson. Shout out is that Brooks?
Brooks, yeah.
Oh, how many of y'all, and I just want to say this, how many of y'all was upset when we traded for Brooks?
We didn't trade for him.
I mean, trade when we signed him.
I was happy. This team needed an identity.
Did you know he had offense like that? I didn't know.
Nah,
it's in spurts.
I just thought he was one of those Draymond Green players, get up under the best player's skin and do this. Because, he did that to LeBron in the playoffs or whatever. So people just thought that that's what his thing was. Bro hit 10 3-pointers the other night, bro. I don't think that's that ain't nothing to shake a stick at. Like, that ain't nothing to shake a stick. That's
he was 1 3-point less than Marcus Smart from tying the record in Boston. So that was a huge game.
Yeah, that was ain't gonna lie. That's letting us know something. I think the boy they showed a thing online today where they showed that anybody who started off with this good of a record with Houston, the Rockets, and they showed where they ended up by the end of the year. According to this stat, we're going to the finals.
Yeah, Western Conference Finals and Finals.
Yeah, that's according to this. We going to the finals. So, hey, I'm all strapped up. I'm aboard. We doing this Texas thing. It's Houston. We don't play. It's Houston all the way, man. All the way to the Arrows, man. Do the Arrows still play?
No.
Hey, they let you know I'm a real Houston OG. I thought the Arrows were still out there, man. But hey, shout out to anybody who still got the Houston Arrows jerseys. Them hoes was hard. Other than that, though, man, it's the Texans.
Hey, shout out to Cynthia Cooper and Cheryl Swoop with the comments.
They still play? Don't get me talking about that, bro. Hold on, we got a few more players that came up. He said Saquon Super Bowl MVP. He said Cal trying to get his back on it. He said Amen Thompson, the best player on the Rockets. You right about that. Always better when Houston teams like the Rocket build it from the bottom up. And he said, haven't the Arrows been gone since the 90s?
Bro, hey, before we get up out of here, man, hey, I can never tell y'all when I'm going to do it, but just know there will be another episode on Twitter. Pull up. Gotta pull up. Hey, pull up. Hey, this something I got going on, you know what I'm saying? It's just a branch of different talks, you know what I'm saying? But the last one I did was epic.
Pretty epic, man. So y'all make sure y'all come through whenever y'all see Patton doing the pull up. Make sure you pull up. It's some of the best content creators and best sports minds in Houston pull up. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to hear some good stuff,
I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. I'm calling my shot now. I know I'm probably ain't no problem. I am the best when it comes to that. So pull up. You never know who's gonna be up.
Make sure y'all pull up. Well, y'all know what it is, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in, man, for another show, man. We rocked an hour and 30 minutes with y'all. Y'all already know what it is. We thank y'all. And shout out Houston Sports, man. Y'all know what it is. We will see y'all Friday. Hopefully, and by Friday night, we will know who the OC is, according to my guy, Killer Cal. I'm riding with Killer Cal. And hey, I think that it's gonna be beautiful, man. So we'll see y'all Friday. We appreciate y'all tuning in with us tonight, man. Shout out everybody, man. And we'll get with y'all, man. It's the Texans on 3. Y'all know what it is.